Hi everyone. So at this point you should have tried solving these problems on your own. And now I'm going to go over how to solve them using your calculator. I know you probably can solve them by hand or algebraically, but I want to show you what to do if you don't remember what to do algebraically and you have your calculator available to you. So first thing we're going to go over is solving equations. Now, to solve equations using your calculator, remember you go to a new calculator, you go to number, you go to numerical solve, and you get this thing. And when you're at this point, you put the equation in the calculator exactly how you see it. You have to write comma x so that you tell the calculator, I need you to solve this equation for x. Okay? So let's solve each of the following using your calculator. Now remember, if it's multiple choice, you can take each choice and substitute them in to see if it works. But I'm going to show you the numerical solve method. So for the first one, let's go to my calculator, go to menu, algebra, numerical solve, and now I have 2/3 x, I think it was, plus 1/2 equals 5/6. Now remember, put that comma x and hit enter. All right, and it tells me that my answer should be 0.5, which if I don't know what that is a fraction, because all my answers were given to me as a fraction here, all I simply have to do is go to menu, number, approximate to fraction. It will give me the fraction. So your choice for number 1 should have been number 1. All right, let's try number 2 using our calculator. Of course, you can do these algebraically where you can distribute the 3/5, get the least common denominator, do all of that. But I want to show you using your calculator. So number 2, let's get our calculator out again. Hit menu, number, oh, I'm sorry, algebra, numerical solve, and I type in the calculator exactly the way I see the equation. So 3/5 x plus 2 equals x minus 4. Now you do have to do comma x to tell the calculator that I need you to solve this equation for x. Enter. It tells me my answer should be 13. Just choice 2. 13. Great. Let's move on to our next topic, which I believe is solving quadratics. So if you remember, when you solve a quadratic, it always has to be equal to 0 and in standard form, meaning that it would be like x squared plus your x term plus your constant, which is just a number. So to solve a quadratic, remember, solving quadratics, the answers could be called solutions. They could be called roots. They could be called zeros, but those all mean the same exact thing. So to solve a quadratic, and I think I forgot to go over this in the video for the first one, but not too hard. You go to a new calculator. You want to actually go to algebra. You hit polynomial tools. Find the roots. Remember, the answers to a quadratic are called roots, zeros, or solutions. Now, degree of 2, we're going to assume it's an x squared. You always want to pick real. And this is where you type in the coefficients into the first box, second box, and third box. So let me show you now how to do that. This one. Solve each of the following questions using your calculator. Number 1, the zeros of the function are, now if you were solving this by hand, everything here can be divided by 2, so you'd get x squared minus 2x minus 3, and you guys know you would do your diamond. can add to -2, multiply to -3. Easy. 3, 1, make that -3. So you get x minus 3 and x plus 1. Set them both equal to 0. And solve. So here I get x equals +3. Here I get x equals -1. Okay, how do I do this using my calculator though? So say you get to this, you don't know how to factor this. You have to go to Menu, Algebra, Polynomial Tools. You want to find the roots of the polynomial. So again, mine is a degree of 2 because I have an x squared. And always choose real. Now this is where my numbers go. So first box, I type in a 2. Second box, oops, I type in a -4. Third box, I type in -6. Hit OK. And then you hit enter. It tells me that my answers are -1 and 3, which is what we got when we did our factoring out too. So your choice here should have been 1. Okay, let's try one more using our calculator. So I am going to erase this. It says the zeros of the function p of x equals x squared minus 2x minus 24 are what? So say I get to this, and I didn't think that, oh, I have to factor, and then set equal to 0. So you forgot that. Use your calculator. Go to Menu, Algebra, Zeros. Oh, I'm sorry, not zeros. Menu, Algebra, Polynomial Tools. You want to find the roots. Mine's an x squared, so a degree of 2, and they're real. Now the numbers I want to type in here, the number in front of the x squared is actually 1. So we're going to type in a 1, a -2, a -24. Okay. Okay. It tells me my answers are -4 and 6, which should have been choice 3. And that's how you solve a quadratic using your calculator. So if you don't remember how to factor using either the slide and divide, the diamond, or the difference of two perfect squares method, you can always do that. Now the last topic I believe I put on here is solving systems of equations using our calculator. So again, solve systems of equations. You go to a new calculator. You go to choice, the algebra choice. You go to solve systems of equations. We always have 2 equations and leave it in x and y. You put in your equations here and you get your x value and your y value. So let's try the next 2 problems, then you'll be all set with this. This problem says which systems of equations has the same solution as the system below. Let's first use our calculator to figure out what is the solution to the set of equations. So I'm going to go to Menu, Algebra, Solve Systems of Equations. Perfect. And now let's type in 2x plus 2y equals 16. And then let's type in 3x minus y equals 4. Enter. So it tells me that x equals 3 and y equals 5. So I'm just going to write that off to the side here. X equals 3, y equals 5. So instead of solving out every single one of these systems of equations algebraically, I'll put them in my calculator. So now let's try number 1. Menu, number, I'm sorry, I always get those mixed up. Solve systems of equations, 2, x and y. So 2x plus 2y equals 16, 6x minus 2y equals 4. Those are not the same solutions, so that is not the answer. Not choice 1. Let's try choice 2. Menu, algebra, solve systems of equations. And let's put in our next set of numbers. Okay, so our next set of equations are 2x plus 2y equals 16, 6x minus 2y equals 8. Oh, and would you look at that? I got the same answers as my original one, x equals 3 and y equals 5. So that is going to be my solution, choice 2. All right? So that saves you a lot of time instead of having to go out and solve this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. Now let's try this problem right here. We have the 2 friends went out to a restaurant and ordered 1 plain pizza and 2 sodas. Their bill totaled $15.95. Later that day, 5 friends went out to the same restaurant. They ordered 3 plain pizzas and each person had a soda. Their bill totaled $45.90. Write and solve the systems of equations to determine the price of 1 plain pizza. Now here it does say only an algebraic solution can receive credit. Let's say here that I can set up a system of equations, which we can. So let's make x pizzas, y soda. So here we go, our first equation. They go to the restaurant and they get 1 plain pizza, 2 sodas, and their bill is $15.95. Later that day, 5 friends went to the same restaurant. They ordered 3 pizzas, and each person had a soda, and there's 5 of them, so they got 5 sodas. Their bill was $45.90. So now what you want to do is you're like, oh my gosh, say you forget, I forgot to do this algebraically. I don't know what to do. Fine. Go to your calculator, algebra, solve systems of equations, 1x plus 2y equals 1595. 3x plus 5y is 45.90. So this tells you that x, which is the price of a pizza, is $12.05, and that y, the price of a soda, is $1.95. Okay, so that would get you some credit if you say a pizza is $12.05. So that would give you some credit if you do it in your calculator. Now I am going to show you how to do it algebraically, and then you will be all set, right? I don't think there's any other problems after this. Nope. Okay. Algebraically, how do we do this? Remember, you multiply each equation by the number in front. So I get, so I get 3x plus 6y equals, and let me get my calculator out for this, 3 times 1595 4785. And then here it stays the same. So you do keep, change, change for all of these, and add. Those cancel. This gives you 1y equals, well, if I don't know what that is, I'm going to put it in my calculator. So 4785 minus 45.90. $1.95. So y equals 195. But y was a drink. So now what you want to do is you want to plug y back into one of the equations. And solve for x. And if you were to solve this for x, you would get x equals 12.05, which is the price of it. All right, and that's all I have for you today. So now what I want you to work on is on Castle Learning. I have questions that are called Regents Review questions. There's like 30 something of them. You probably are not going to finish them all this block, but they are up there if you need extra practice for the Regents. All right, again, email me if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. And if not, I will see you on Wednesday. Have a good weekend.